Hey everyone, happy Friday. Welcome to episode number 2 of Functional Fridays, and today looking at the goblet squat. Now, the goblet squat is, after the body weight squat, is probably the most basic progression of the squatting movement. You'll have heard countless fitness people, YouTubers, Instagrammers talking about, how squatting separates the men from the boys, and I guess I kind of subscribe to that. I like to squat. I never used to. I enjoy it now that I've kind of found my way of squatting. But the problem is it's not an easy exercise. It's actually a very technically demanding movement. It's a very physically demanding movement when you start to add weight on there. And a lot of people are never really taught how to do it. So a really safe way of beginning to squat and then kind of building competence and confidence is to go from, say, doing body weight squats to holding a small kettlebell in front of you and an increasingly larger kettlebell in front of you and doing what we call the goblet squat. As you're about to see, the goblet squat can be done in a very small area. You can kind of disappear off to a quiet part of the gym and practice your squatting. A couple of things you're looking for when you squat, guys. Some people say you want to be on your heels. That's kind of true. What they mean is that you don't really want your heels to be coming up off the ground when you squat, because you tend to teeter forward when you do that. By having the weight out in front of you, as you're about to see, it actually enables you to keep your bum slightly kind of further back without falling over backwards. So it actually makes you squat better by having the weight in front. So it's a really good way of learning the movement. Obviously, kettlebells can be quite light. So again, it's a nice progression from body weight into that light goblet. And then when you get good, you can move on to your next progressions, like some Zercher squats with the barbell out in front of you. If you're lucky enough to go to a gym that has them, then the safety bar squats, then start to add weight on. And then as you build that confidence and control, you then eventually progress to things like your heavy back squats and front squats. But just to go straight from not knowing how to squat straight into heavy back squatting, that's not going to be functional. That's going to be brutal, and it's going to break you at some point. So goblet squat's one of my favorite. Obviously, for those of you who don't know anything about squatting is primarily a quad dominant movement. But there is a lot of hamstring and glute in there, depending on the depth you go to. If you go to a depth that most people consider, proper, then you're going to be getting some hamstring and glute involvement in there as well. It's a very good lower body movement, very good for core stability, as in an indirect kind of way. And obviously, if you want to be strong, just all out strong, then having a good squat, I think, is important. So if you look at the video today, guys, the angle's a little bit funny. I'm a bit far away. Basically, the people at the Strength and Conditioning Institute where I train have been kind enough to let me film videos there for the last couple of months. And I just felt it was fair that I got their logo. I know I mention them each time I put a video up, but I thought it'd be nice to get their logo in there, because I just thought that was only fair, really. I drove past that little bit actually where I'm doing the videos the other night, and I have to say I saw some of the neon lighting they've got up in the evenings there. So different, really like it. Looks really cool. I may have to do a couple of evening sessions just so I can go on the track and have a mess around in the neon, and I'll get some videos for you guys if I can. But yeah, as always, everyone, if you like what you see, click that thumbs up button, subscribe to the YouTube page. Any questions about squatting and their progressions, then don't hesitate to subscribe to the mailing list, and I will hopefully answer those questions in future blogs, articles. Obviously, what I write about is largely dictated by what I get told by you guys that you want to read. So as always, guys, have a great weekend. This is Paul from Get Yours. Check out these squats. See you later. Bye.